Miss Kate Willett, everybody. Let her hear it.
So I'm going to tell you guys a story about Burning Man. So I went to Burning Man this past year. I was skeptical about it because I've heard that it's kind of lame now, a lot of tech people, but it's actually really cool. There's a lot of neat stuff you can do there. You can dance all night, you can see really cool art, or you can have an unplanned pregnancy scare. So I went out there and I ran into this guy that I know from home. He's actually one of my roommates, and you know when you run into somebody at Burning Man, like you basically have to fuck them, but there's not a great place to have sex at Burning Man. Like we were like, oh, where are we gonna do this? You know, because my tent was like covered in dust and glitter, and his camp, they're having a non-violent communication circus arts workshop. So we decided on the orgy tent. We go there, we wait in line for a while, and I see the wheels in my friend's head turning, you know, because he's like 24, and I can tell that he's like picturing this whole scenario of a bunch of like porn-looking ladies being like, I'm bisexual, but mostly I just love your dick. And I knew it was gonna be a lot more Ren Fair than that. We walk in there. The first thing we see is this giant, like, bear-looking guy. He's wearing a leather utility kilt, and he is fisting a woman. He's barking like a dog. He's just like, "Roof, roof, roof." My friend looks at this whole scenario, and he's like, I don't even know if I can do this with you here, Kate. It's too weird. And I was like, you gotta stop whining and put out. Like, just to be clear, I don't think that anybody is entitled to sex with anybody, but at the same time, we did wait in line for half an hour. So we go in there, we like look around, we find a spot on a mat, and we start having sex, and pretty immediately, I can tell that it's some of the worst sex that I've ever had in my life. Like, so bad. He's just talking to me, like, the whole time in that super, like, porn-tastic way. He's like, I'm gonna make you come. I'm gonna make you come so hard. And I'm just like, yeah, buddy, whenever you want. He was fucking me like he did not know that I was a stand-up comedian. As a quick little side note, he knows now. So then a few minutes go by, and he finishes, and I also finish, but not because he was good at it, just because I'm a feminist. And he says to me, oh, Kate, I gotta tell you something. It is gonna be a real bummer. He's like, the condom broke. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, that is a huge bummer, because I definitely cannot have a kid with this guy. Like, no way. No matter how many crystals he sells in the spiritual bookstore, we are not going to be able to pull it together to support a fam. But I'm thinking, like, okay, this will be all right. Like, it won't come to that, you know? Of course, they have Plan B at Burning Man. Like, does Burning Man seem like a place that a lot of people have a Plan A? And then I just decide for myself, like, I'm gonna handle this situation like the mature adult woman that I am. So I just put on my tutu and got on my bicycle. I ride to the medical tent, and I get there, and there's just like dehydrated hippies everywhere. And the lady at the desk, the triage nurse, she has like purple hair, and I go up to her and I was like, hey, excuse me, do you have any Plan B? She's like, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but we actually don't have Plan B because this is only an emergency medical clinic, and this isn't technically considered an emergency. I'm like, oh, lady, we have a huge misunderstanding. It's an emergency that I don't have a kid with this guy. Emergency. To put it in perspective for you, before we had sex, I had to loan him my hair scrunchie so that he could pull back his man bun. Emergency. She's like, there is this woman back at my camp who has a spell. So then I just started crying. And she's like, okay, here's another thing. You could go up to one of the rangers and see if there are any feminist camps that are giving out like tampons or birth control. Maybe they would have plan B. So I leave and I walk around until I see a ranger, and I was like, "Excuse me, sir, do you happen to know of any feminist camps that are giving out tampons or birth control or especially plan B?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry, sweetheart. I don't know about a lot of that lady stuff." So he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's understandable. Just to break it down for you, the basics of what's going on here is that I am ovulating and I am full of semen, and we have got to turn this ship around." He's like, "Oh, I think I understand what you need. You know who might be able to help you out is Camp Beaverton, the lesbian camp." I was like, "I don't think these lesbians are gonna have birth control. Like, they are birth control." So I go back to my own camp, and then this amazing thing happens. There's this woman there. She's bisexual, but the night before, she had tripped on acid. And on her acid trip, she decided that she only wanted to be intimate with women from now on for the rest of the year. So she gave me her entire unopened packet of birth control for the month, and then I just took it and I ate the entire thing, which was Plan C. I'm not a mom, you guys. All right, thank you so much.